Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Beauty Connective podcast, where beauty professionals all over the industry are coming together to grow, connect, and get real. Today, I'm sitting down with Paige Castro of Paige's Nail Kitchen, a Utah-based nail tech who recently came out on her Instagram and shared that she was scammed. She was scammed by somebody posing as a legit brand in the industry and offering her a really unbelievable brand deal. Today, we're talking all about her experience with these scammers and how to avoid getting scammed yourself. Check it out. Paige, thank you for being here today. I'm really excited to chat about this. For anybody who doesn't know Paige of Paige's Nail Kitchen, tell us a little bit about what landed you in the nail industry.
Okay, so I've always been an artist. I took a lot of art classes in high school. I took advanced art lessons as a kid, so I've always been an artist. I started doing nails my senior year when my mom bought me a gel light for Christmas. I started doing my nails, my friends' nails, and then people were saying, oh, you should charge for this. And then I figured out it was illegal to charge without going to school. So then I went to school, I got licensed, and then that's what has carried me through college and has now become almost a full-time gig.
Amazing. You're such a talented artist and really creative with what you do on social media. I was excited and lucky to be part of your Cheating on My Nail Tech series. Tell us a little bit about what inspires you with your social media presence.
Yeah, I think the main goal for me on social media is I really want to create like a community where the nail techs can feel safe to be friends with people in person and like each other in person. I feel like a lot of nail techs, we all have nail accounts and we all follow each other for inspo and for support, but I don't know of a lot of nail techs that have met a lot of other nail techs in person. So that was my goal with Cheating on My Nail Tech, to meet them myself and get to interview popular nail techs around Utah and post it on social media so other people could also get to know them as well during the series.
I think it was so creative and something that nobody else was doing, which is so fun, you know? And what inspires you to want to work with brands? I remember you telling me that actually when we talked, you were like, working with brands is something really important to me. Where has that inspiration come from, or what's your goal with working with brands?
It's a great question. I feel like working with brands is such an exciting moment in your life. It almost feels like once a brand reaches out to you, it feels like I made it, like I'm there. And it's really exciting to be able to work with them because it expands your publicity. They're reposting your stuff and you get to work together and collab and boost each other's Instagram accounts and social media. And so I always thought that would be so cool, is to be working with a brand that's very well known as well. And I don't know, I just think I can help them and they can help me. And I just always felt like that would be a really fun collab.
Totally. And it's like, we already love these brands. We're using them. We're ordering their stuff. Like, we're very familiar with them.
Yes.
So then to be able to like work with them and be like the one promoting their stuff is cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. And even just when they reach out to you, it's just so flattering because you're like, I've used your stuff before, and I'm a huge fan of so many brands. And then they reach out to me. It just feels like, wow, I just feel so flattered and honored that they even know who I am,
Yeah. Totally. I think it's so important that we're talking about this experience that you had working with a brand, because scammers, it's so frustrating that they're getting away with stuff like this. I'm always just like, go get a freaking job. I imagine these people sitting at home just like, and this is what they do to make money. And it's just like so aggravating.
Just
so
liars.
I want to shed light on this for anyone else who might experience something like this. So let's just start painting the picture of how this unfolded. So let's talk about this brand. What originally drew you to them? What was exciting about this particular brand deal?
Yeah, so I use a plethora of different implements and tools and polishes, but there's one polish brand in particular that I'm a huge fan of. I just feel like the quality is incredible. The prices are just unbeatable. It's just a really good, easy access brand. I've always loved D&D. I remember when I was here interviewing you, I asked you what your favorite was, and you're like, I would love to work with D&D. Like, that's just so cool. I've always kind of leaned a little bit more towards D&D just because they are a lot more affordable, and I feel like their polishes are just such good quality. They reached out to me, sent me an email. I remember I was driving to work. It was like 7 a.m. and I got an email. I literally was in shock. Like, I called my husband immediately and I was like, guess who just sent me an email? They want to work with me. I remember you mentioned how hard it was to get a hold of them. I was just like, wow, I didn't even have to do anything. They just fell into my lap. Like, that's so cool. And so I called him because this brand was something, they were offering something that I had never really. They were offering $250 per nail video. It could be a video of my choice just using their products. I was allowed to post 6 a month. So in end, that's like $1,500 that I was able to make per month just promoting this company.
Dang, yeah.
And that was incredible. I told my husband, this will pay for our rent and we can travel. Like, this is all paying off. Look at how much this is all paying off. It was such a big, exciting moment. And I cried on my way to work that whole day. I cried. It was so exciting.
No, that's huge. Like $1,500, actually, that's a lot of clients to think about, you know? So that's so exciting. So they reached out to you via email.
Yes.
And what did their email look like?
It looked pretty legit, actually. I had talked to another girl who reached out to me when I posted on my story that I got a brand deal. She responded and said, it's so weird because D&D emailed me, but they were asking for my Instagram login so they could track my insights. And so she was like, that was kind of sketchy, so I didn't want to move forward with that. And so I emailed them back and I said, hey, are you guys wanting to get my login? Because I don't want to give you that. And they were like, no worries at all. You do not need to give us your login. And so I was like, okay, this must be legit. She's probably getting scammed. And it looked pretty real. Like they were listing how many times a week I would post, what products I would be sent. They even had a picture of the manager. She had her name, her like social media title. She had the address of the company, like the warehouse. And I was like, dang, this looks legit, you know? So I was like, okay, let's move forward.
When did things start to feel off?
I was fully confident that this was real, especially because I talked to the other girl. She said they were asking for her insights. So I was like, that seems way more sketchy than this. I even sent her the contract, and I said, hey, what do you think of this? She's like, oh, that looks legit.
Compared to like the one that
she got. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so hearing from her, I felt way more confident. Like, okay, this is not the same person. We're going to be okay. They were telling me, we're going to send you 10 products from our website. Just send a screenshot of what you want, and then we will send it to you. They told me we're going to need $180 to create the affiliate link and to ship all these products. After 24 hours, we'll refund you completely, just so we know you're committed. They explained in the contract how this is a really big job. And they didn't want any nail techs who were just going to be sent the products and then disappear. That made sense to me. I was like, oh, that makes sense. They want to know that I'm committed and I'm really into this. And they'll just refund me once they know that I'm serious. So I paid them I think it was actually $138 or something like that. It was a pretty specific number, which I was like, seems pretty calculated, you know? They're just too good at what they do, I guess. So I sent it to them via Apple Pay. And that was a little sus to me, but I was like, I'm sure it's fine. They're a big company. They probably have done this a million times before. I sent the money on a Friday. And then on Saturday, my husband and I were like, oh, we haven't heard anything back. They said they would get back to me, send me the products, ask for my address, all that stuff. And so I didn't hear anything on Saturday, but I was like, it's not a business day. They might be in office on Monday. And then Sunday rolls around. I didn't hear anything. On Monday, I emailed them and had the idea to put it into ChatGPT. Chat was like, there are so many red flags. The contracts are not lining up. They didn't ask for any of your information beforehand. Apple Pay is not as secure. A business wouldn't use Apple Pay. They should have given you a code on the website so you could have ordered the products ahead. Like, my heart just sank. I knew in that moment that I had just been scammed.
Oh, man. Gut-wrenching.
Yes.
I'm sure. It's just like, oh, man. What you thought was this dream collaboration that was going to bring you so much extra income per month. Just, they
got me.
You were super honest and transparent about this on Instagram, which really spoke to me because I appreciated your vulnerability in talking about all the thoughts going through your head after this. What emotional toll did it take on you?
Oh, it was actually probably one of the lowest points in my career, honestly. It might sound really stupid because I feel like $138, that's not that much. They didn't get access to my bank account. I didn't give them a credit card number. I didn't have to cancel anything. And it wasn't that big of a deal, but to me, it felt like a big deal. Throughout that whole journey, I posted on my story, like, guys, I just got the brand deal of my life. I posted a video of me signing the contract, and everybody in my DMs was just like, congratulations, like, you deserve this so much. Thank you. And I was just like, thank you guys. Like, this is the best. And I just felt so happy. It was such a high. And my husband and I were just like, Paige's Nail Kitchen is finally paying off. All these investments we have made, all this time I've put into editing videos, it's finally paying off. And then it was so embarrassing, like, calling my husband and being like, it was a scam. He was so supportive. He was like, no, it's okay. We didn't lose anything, really. I was so embarrassed to post it online because everybody had just finished congratulating me. And it feels so good. And then to let everybody know, hey, guys, I totally fell for a scam. And I just emailed them. And that was embarrassing, you know? And I just felt so like the number one word was ashamed. I didn't want to tell anybody. I just wanted to let people keep believing that I had this deal. But I knew that it's not realistic to keep lying to people and telling them that I have this really big, amazing opportunity when I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
And I really try to be vulnerable and honest, but it's embarrassing. It
Yeah.
really is so embarrassing.
Yeah. It's so cool that you have been so honest about it and shedding light on it and being open about what happened, because it's so real. Keeping that transparency on social media is so important and really speaks to your authenticity. Thanks for sharing it and being willing to talk about how hard that is to come to terms with. I just validate how you feel about it, because anyone
Oh.
experiencing that would have felt the exact same way. I'm sure plenty of other nail techs have, because who knows how many people they're getting.
Especially when they're able to prey on the new nail techs who don't have as many opportunities. It could mean the world to people, you know, and it's just so disappointing. I don't know. It was really hard on my mental health. I lost desire to do nails and to post on social media. I thought it was all going to pay off, and it didn't. And it was really disappointing.
What made you decide to come out and talk about it publicly?
It was a lot of back and forth, just because it reaches a point on social media when you're like, how much do I want to share? Some things are just really personal, and I felt like this was super personal and really embarrassing to tell, a couple thousand people, hey guys, like I totally fell for this, and that's so embarrassing, and I just got so excited over nothing. If this is happening to me, this is probably happening to other people. It was that point when I was like, this needs to be spoken about, and I need to show people why I'm not posting on social media anymore. I went weeks without posting, and before I was posting every single day, so a lot of people were like, oh, we miss your videos, or my friends would be like, yeah, what happened to that? Or like, why are you late on posting your series? And I was just like, I couldn't lie to them anymore and be like, oh, I'm just not feeling it. It just reached a point when I was like, we need to stand up for ourselves. And I think we needed to raise awareness for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the response from other people when you did come out and talk about it?
I was completely overwhelmed by just the most kind and loving and amazing. Like, I couldn't get emotional about it. Like, it was so overwhelming. People were just coming from all over the place. There were people messaging me from Florida saying, don't give up. Like, I'm following you from Florida. And I was just like, I don't even know you, you know?
Yeah.
And these people who are so supportive, and people who were saying how it had happened to them too, and they accidentally gave away their debit card information and they hacked way more money. People just sent me, oh my gosh, yeah, like I saw that contract too. Like, I didn't know if it was fake, but glad to know. Or like, what are your tips for not getting scammed in the future? Or girls just being like, you're just amazing. Thank you for posting, you know? And I screenshotted all of them. And like, I have them like in my phone saved, because I'm just like, I can just read those when I'm feeling down again. And I feel like it was just such a good pick me up. I just lit a fire underneath me again. So
she's so back.
Yes, I'm so back.
No, that's amazing, because it speaks so much to the community of nail techs. And just like you're talking about, your goal with social media is creating this community of people who support each other, and that just, you can see that in a situation like this. It's like, you know, coming out and talking about it, and everyone's just like, love, we love you, like we feel you, we get it, no need to be ashamed. So I love that you had that response, and interesting that so many other people had similar experiences as well.
Yeah, it was really cool to hear other people's experiences, and we were able to trauma bond over it a little bit. Girls being like, yeah, I paid way more, like, don't worry. And it was really comforting to know that I wasn't alone.
What do you wish more beauty professionals knew about working with brands?
Honestly, I feel like from here on out, maybe I'm a little scarred, but I would always put contracts into ChatGPT and say, before signing anything official, or especially before paying anybody, does this seem legit? Like, take a picture of it, send it to other techs, or post it on your story. Is anybody else getting this? Or just putting it into ChatGPT and being like, okay, tell me if this is real. I feel like it was really quick to analyze the contract, the email, match things or see things that weren't matching up. It even Googled and LinkedIn like the girl and her picture, and it found out that she was a real estate agent. And I was like, so they totally stole that picture from LinkedIn. If I would have just known, you know?
Yeah.
And even like it looked up the address on, like, this address doesn't exist. And then we looked up on Google Maps and it didn't exist. If we would have just done our research a little bit better, knowing that was fake, I think that would have saved me a lot. Somebody once told me affiliate links are completely free to create. When people try to charge you for creating an affiliate link, that's a scam. You shouldn't be paying that. Even if it's a legit company, you should stand your ground and say, I'm not willing to pay for that because I know my worth and I don't want to get scammed from that. So
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, is knowing what you're offering to them as a company. You're offering them a service, you're offering them advertising, and that's really valuable to them. So being like, no, I'm not going to pay that, but here's what I could do for you kind of a
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah, kind of negotiating and what you feel more comfortable. I think it's okay to say no or say, hey, I don't feel comfortable with that. Is there any other option we could work out?
Right. Make it harder on them. Mess with the scammers back. Like, no, I'm not going to Apple Pay you money. Make it more difficult. Make their jobs more difficult.
Yeah, one girl told me she got the same email and told them to FaceTime her. They're like, I want to speak to the head. If this is real, let's set up a call over Instagram through the D&D account. And they were like, we can't. And she's like, okay, this is a scam.
Yeah. It's like the brands are catfishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that I heard was to like go to D&D's official website and find their official contact information and be like, hey, I'm being reached out by this email and person. Do you have a person at your company with this name and contact information, and just see if they get back to you?
I looked into that after, which I wish I would have done before. Interesting enough, this is really interesting, is D&D, the official website, actually does require you to give your Instagram login so they can see your insights. I went on their website, went to their affiliate thing, and it says, we require you to link your Instagram account so we have access to your insights. And so it turns out that girl that did get that text was from the official team. And we were both talking about that after. It turns out I don't want to work with them at all because they do require that. And so after doing even a little bit more digging, I was just like, overall, this is not worth it. Whatever this is, I just didn't want to be a part of it anymore. Yeah, I didn't reach out to the company and ask, though. I think that would have been a good idea. And maybe D&D could even reach out to them and be like, knock this off, get like a lawsuit going or something.
I know, that's my next question. How do we expose them? You know, how do we, because
if you get this picture,
they're just these people sitting in their house, just running, who knows what kind of scams. How do these scam artists come up with all these ideas and all these, like, that's so niche.
So niche.
Like, and finding nail techs who would be interested in a brand deal like that. How are they coming up with these, and how do we expose them?
I honestly don't know.
I'm going to do more research, and if anyone does know how we expose these people, but at least we're getting the word out to where when other nail techs get emailed by them, they'll know.
A big one for me too, a red flag that chat pointed out, is the email that it was coming from was not D&D at, or like, I don't know. It's supposed to be like the D&D website, like dnd@gmail.com or whatever. Mine was like dnd.x@gmail.com or something like that. So it just had a small variation that I didn't catch, but later was like, is this the official website? I go on the website and see, okay, this is not the official email, the company. So I feel like paying attention to even just those small little details of like, who is this coming from?
Because they probably put the official D&D logo on there and name, picture, address, all the things. Oh, so frustrating. I feel so aggravated for you. What advice would you give other nail techs who get approached by brands?
I would definitely say do your research. Look at each of the details. You shouldn't have to pay a brand to work with them. They should be paying you, or they should be sending you free stuff. And if not, I would just say, do not go for it. It will not be worth it. Especially $138. Like, that is never a good sign.
Brands they're getting more value from you because you're advertising for them for that very niche, specific people who they're trying to reach with their brand.
Exactly.
It's like you're doing them a favor. They're compensating you in whatever way they do that, whether they're sending you free products or paying you money. What you're doing for them is more than what they're doing for you.
Exactly. Especially if they're just sending you 10 polish colors that are $5 each. Okay, they pay you in $50 in products. Like, that should not be worth $138. Right. You know, even just to ship it, and affiliate links are free, you know? So it's just like, they get you with that saying, oh, we need to show your commitment. No, you show me your commitment. You send me the package first, and then we'll see, like, who's serious, you know?
Yes.
So
I love that mindset shift there, because it's like, you tell me what you're going to do for me, and then I'll tell you if it's worth my time.
And I think there's a balance of not asking too much of brands, because at that point, brands are just like, okay, we're not going to pay you $1,000. Like, you're just a small nail tech, you know? And I think it's good to, like, be willing to work with, but also you need to know that they're legit and that you do not want to waste your time. Your time is so precious, especially as a small nail tech. You have your own business to build at this point. You're not established yet, so why are you trying to establish other people's businesses, you know? And it's just a hard trap that we get caught up in. I don't want to be prideful and be like, how are you going to serve me, you know? But it's also like, you need to know your worth, and you need to understand that you're doing them a bigger favor. So you need to make sure that you're not getting scammed or even just taken advantage of, you know?
Yep. Yeah, totally. You were talking about brands that are already so established. It's like we're small nail techs. They're a huge brand that are already established. I feel like they're so established. Like they probably don't even need
Our
affiliates.
help.
Yeah, they don't really need nail techs help at this point. Like they're selling everywhere and everyone knows who D&D is if you're in the nail world. So it's like a brand so established. So yeah, just being aware of those things for other nail techs and just like you said, research a little bit more to make sure it's an even deal on both sides.
Exactly. Totally.
How are you doing now? How are you feeling now about the whole thing? It's been a little time has passed.
Yes. I feel like I'm honestly doing a lot better, especially with my series ending. Now I am starting to feel a little directionless. I'm starting up a new series September 1st, but still I'm like everything's kind of in the air. I reached out for this next series. I reached out to a plethora of brands, some nail stuff, some non. I am just a little disappointed in reaching out to brands, getting my hopes up, and then not getting good responses or them turning me down. I tried to work with Clean Sublites for so long. I always show that I'm drinking Clean Sublites the day I do interviews and during my daily routines. I love their stuff. I think it's great. We just got a Ninja Creamy too. So I'm like, perfect for the protein powder and everything like that. But I have tried to reach out to them so many times and they always say, you have to have this many followers. And it's just like, guys, come on, just work with me, you know?
Yeah.
And so for my next series, I was going to include them in it, but I'm just getting to the point of like, if you're not willing to work with me after all like I'm doing for you and just trying to be your biggest fan and promote you, even though I don't have a big following, I was just asking for one product, you know, or just one small little packet. Anyways, I'm changing the whole nail series now because I'm so sick and tired of brands and feeling disappointed. So we're going to change that up a bit. I feel like I'm heading in a better direction for this next series. I feel a lot better and a little bit more confident from it too. Weirdly enough, after getting turned down, I've been able to have that mentality shift of, okay, I'm worth more than that. And that was a setback, but now I know. And even just getting invited to be on this podcast, I'm like, maybe that was what that was for, you know, and maybe helping other nail techs realize that their worth was worth that $138.
Yes. No, I'm so glad that you're here to talk about it. Thanks so much for talking about it and being open and honest. I do think that this is such an important thing for people to be aware of and to be thinking more about. So, you know, prayers out, this podcast gets out there and we can somehow expose these freaking these people taking advantage of us, these liars and these cheaters. Go get yourself a freaking job. I don't know how people sleep at night just scamming people, and that's the way that they make their money. But also disappointing, circling back to what you were talking about, working with brands and feeling passionate about them, wanting to share them, wanting to promote them, and then they're having all these high standards for your following count or what they require of affiliates is so disappointing. And that's so interesting because I feel like you have a unique perspective on that because of how many brands you've reached out to. So I feel sad that you're disheartened by working with brands. I've thought a lot about that with the Beauty Connective because we're going to launch an affiliate program, and I feel really passionately about making it worth it for everybody involved because it sucks when you're working for a brand or an affiliate and you're not really getting anything out of it, yet you're making content and putting in work. It's not easy to create content on a regular basis for a brand with their unique code or whatever, and then to feel like you're not getting anything out of it.
100%. Man, I don't know how much tea I want to spill on this. There is one brand. We're just going to expose everyone in this podcast. But there's a brand that I have loved. They're Caxi, the hair company. She was kind of local in my area growing up. And when I was 16, we went to her very first pop-up shop. Very first one, it was in a small corner. She just had a table with some scrunchies, and she would hand make her scrunchies. As the company grew, she would throw girls' nights and parties, and me and my friends would always go. I have pictures at every single one with the CEO, the owner. I felt like I could talk to her about stuff. Even in college, I shadowed her for my business class. She was my hero. Business was booming. And now she's giant and everybody loves them. Influencers are now promoting her Hold Everything Claw and everything like that. Just hair stuff. And I reached out to her this last time and I said, hey, I want to do a nail set inspired after Caxi for my next series. Could you just send me any product that you would want me to base the nail set after? They reached out to me and said, sorry, we don't send out free products. And I was just like, I have supported you since the very beginning, since you started this company. And although I'm not entitled to it, I would have to pay for it. But it was just so sad because it was just like, we're just girls supporting girls, you know? And it was just like, man, like what would sending me a $4 scrunchie do to you? You know, they're just like, dang it. And they were just a little cold with me. I'd follow up with them and I'd be like, I know I know Lexi, like I know the owner. And they'd just be like, sorry. It just sucks when you become too cool for who was there for you your day one. That was really hard, very discouraging to see people get so big and they step on the people who supported them. I understand you can't give out products to everybody who asks. I get that. And I get there's boundaries and whatever, but just disappointing, you know?
Right. Yeah. No,
So
totally.
that was really hard. That was when I reached a point of like, I'm done reaching out to brands.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sell on my own for a little bit.
The pettiness in me would be like, I'm going to get so big that you guys are going to
That
be the
you're reaching
ones
out to me.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, literally. So just disappointing.
Yeah,
but
totally. Thanks for sharing that. What's helped you rebuild trust in yourself and your content since this happened?
I honestly feel like I'm still working up to it. I have felt immense support from my followers and people online. Even Erica's ATA, a huge company I've used forever, reached out and they were like, yeah, we want to work with you. And they have been so good to me. They are quick to respond, repost my stuff, and help me gain a following. Erica sends me videos talking about my products and my videos and how much she loves what I do. It means so much. They've been a really big help. And then also just my following. They're so good to comment and message me and get excited about the things I'm excited about. That's really helped lift my spirits. Other than just obviously my family, my husband, they're just really supportive. So I felt a lot of love from that.
Good. I haven't thought about this so much before, but just brands. It's so cool when you talk about Erica's, them being such a supportive brand. It's like, I don't know, be good to, like you said, the people who support you from the beginning or the people that support you as you're growing. Be good to your people.
Well, it's like all
that
each
you
other
up.
up, you know? I know. That's what my ultimate goal is, that companies, girls, influencers, nail techs, everybody, we can just make the internet such an uplifting place. I feel like there's dark sides of the internet, but I have felt so much love from my following and stuff.
Shout out to all
all my chefs.
Nail kitchen people. What's next for you? I know you mentioned you have another series coming. Can you tell us any more about that?
I literally finalized the layout this morning. I had it all set up where it was going to be a series where I give 12 free sets out to random people who, when I would do their set, I would choose the design and base it after a product that a brand would send me. And then at the end of the appointment, the girl would be surprised her nails and then also receive the product that her nails are based after. I thought that was just going to be like the best thing ever.
That's so fun.
And I just figured it would be such a fun way to be creative and both of us can kind of come up with ideas like Poppy, you know. You get them a drink and then you base their nails after the soda can. But as I mentioned, I was really disappointed that a lot of brands were like, no, we're not interested, you know, and just not even like, oh, we won't even send you a can of soda or like a scrunchie or whatever. And I was just like, okay, this is just exhausting. Like, and then my husband too was like, how can you keep it fair? Like if you want to do Lola blankets, how do you give a girl a Lola blanket, but only a Poppy can the next girl? How is that going to be fair? That was really stressful trying to figure that all out. I have finalized it. What's next is I'll give out 12 free sets of nails before the appointment. I will post on my story some inspo pics and let my followers decide what they're going to get. That way my following is designing the giveaway winner's nails. And I thought that would be a fun way to more include my following, like my real ones, instead of just random companies. And so I think that'll be really fun. It'll be called Mystery Menu and it will start September 1st and I'll announce the giveaway. Or like I'll start the giveaway. Girls can enter and there'll be 12 winners. So 12 girls will get a free set of nails. And they can be nail techs, influencers, girls, random people, or a girl who has a birthday who just wants birthday nails. I'll probably ask them their vibe before the appointment. I'll put out some pictures and then I'll let my following decide what they want.
That sounds so much
what they
fun.
want to see. Yeah.
That's so fun.
It'll be fun.
I see how you had to rework that, but honestly, the rework sounds really fun too.
A lot less pressure of trying to figure out everything. So.
Yeah. Okay, so fun. If you don't already follow Paige, you can see she does such creative things on your socials. It's so much fun because you're doing such unique things. Also, like your whole kitchen theme of nails is so unique and fun. I love it so much. So if you don't already, go follow Paige. Where can everybody find you?
I'm on TikTok and Instagram mostly. I don't really use Facebook.
No.
So TikTok and Instagram mostly. But TikTok sees all my content first.
Be the first on TikTok at
pages.nail.kitchen.
Awesome.
Or you can probably just search. I'm sure there's not many Pages Nail Kitchens out there.
Exactly.
I'm sure you'll find me.
Again, I just want to say thanks so much for sharing your story and being here. And let's expose these people.
Yes, let's catch those liars in their tracks.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Beauty Connective podcast. If you liked this episode, please leave us a review on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. If you haven't personally experienced being scammed in the industry, let me know. We're going to try to contact some of these brands to try to expose some of these people. And if you're a beauty professional who would like to be discovered outside of social media, check out our website at thebeautyconnective.com and create a free profile today.